Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Peter, your resident S3 fanatic. Today, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put some ambient lighting in your S3, specifically the cup holder. Overall, the task wasn't too bad. It took me about a couple of hours or so, but that's being pretty specific and a little OCD about certain things. But I truly believe if you follow my directions, you should be able to successfully put some ambient lighting in your cup holder. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Using a plastic trim removal tool, you'll want to slide the tool underneath the console parallel to the control knob. Gently pull up on the tool. You should hear the console snap free. Perform the same task on the other side. You should now be able to pull up on the console to remove the wiring harness underneath. Remove the front trim piece from the center console. The following are photos of the wiring harness. You may have to unclip up to 5 to 6 different connectors. Now that you have the console free of wiring harness, you'll need to unclip the shift boot. Once that is completed, you can wiggle the console free and completely out. It will be easier if you have the transmission in neutral to allow more space. This connector is the cigarette light. You'll need to tap brown for ground and gray for dimmable power. The next part, you'll need to drill a hole for your LED light. The LED I purchased from Oznium worked out to be a 1/4 inch bit. Here is the end result for the LED hole. Now you'll run your LED wires through the hole and secure it in. I used a combination of expandable braided sleeving and heat shrink tube to keep the wiring looking neat. It's not necessary to do that if you don't want to. The next step, you'll be connecting the LED wiring to the cigarette lighter plug. Remember, brown is ground and gray is the dimmable power source. The tap I used is called a POSI-Tap, which allows a secure connection without having to cut any wiring up. You'll see, however, that for the ground wiring, I ended up splicing into it because my POSI-Tap was not large enough. Whatever method you use, make sure it's secure and that no live wires are exposed. You'll notice that I am using zip ties to secure a second wire LED. While I was at it, I installed an LED into my console storage. This is strictly up to you. Here's the part where I tap into the cigarette lighter plug. Go ahead and start reattaching the clips of the wiring harness to the appropriate ports. Now you'll be reinstalling the console. I would recommend pulling the shift boot up and over the shift knob so that you do not mar it. Carefully wiggle it up and over the shift knob, then down into place. Remember to be in neutral to allow the console space to move up and down freely. I made the mistake of forgetting to plug in the cigarette lighter plug. Don't make that mistake. Go ahead and double check everything under the console to make sure no wires are binding. Now you can snap the console back into place and install the shift boot back as well.
Hunter and two family members, Jonathan Higgins and Crystal Curiego, were murdered inside their Vktech home that was set on fire. Hunter's dad, Johnny Curiego, was also killed. His body was found inside his truck in Mason County.
At this point, hit the start button, and if you did everything correctly, your LED should be working.
Being so naive, there's nothing to forgive.
Here is the cup holder in action using the dimmer controller. It works perfect and adds just the right amount of light. Success.
And say, it's gonna be okay. And,
These final photos show ambient lighting I installed into the door panels. Please subscribe as I'll be putting together a DIY for that as well. Thanks for viewing my channel.